This is a series called Straight Talk, where we explore hot topics in the field of education. Welcome to our show. My name is Denise Peoples, Chief Engagement Officer of Stimulate Learning. Stimulate Learning is a math consulting firm where we put the M in STEM, and that means it stands for math. We are going to interview some of the best and brightest administrators, teachers, kids, and subject matter experts, all surrounding the hottest topics in education. Today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Lybroan James, who's going to talk about cultural relevance. While it might be relevant, it isn't so cultural. I'm here with my business partner, Mr. Lybroan James, who is our Chief Educational Officer, and we are going to talk about our first hot topic, which is about cultural relevance. As Lybroan puts it, we're going to go ahead and lean into the discomfort today, Lybroan, and really get to the heart of the matter on what cultural relevance really means to you.
As you know, Denise, cultural relevance is one of the biggest topics in education, but as we go to different schools and different districts, we really don't see it in application. No. And so, especially in mathematics, one of the biggest terms out now is ETHNOmathematics, meaning that math is universal. However, the way you learn it and teach it is cultural. And that's the part that we're trying to impart on these teachers, is that there's this big disconnect between the culture and attitudes of the teacher and the culture and attitudes of the students. And so many people think, why can't these kids learn? Well, these kids can learn, but they want to learn in ways that are in line with their culture.
Absolutely.
That uplifts them, that supports them. And it's imperative that the teachers understand the culture of the students and make sure that first you have that cultural and relationship connection to students, then you infuse the content, then we infuse the rigor, and then we'll see better performance in our students.
So how does cultural relevance enhance the educational experience for children of color?
In school, the culture of the curriculum and the teachers is sort of the undertone. And so kids are feeling esteemed. I feel like I'm important because my teacher looks like me. Wow, then I must be able to be successful. When I open my book, wow, everyone we read about looks like and sounds like me.
Right.
So I must be somebody, I must have a history, I must see myself in the future, and therefore I can excel in school. But if you're a student of color, if you're black or brown, rarely do you see a teacher who looks like you. So automatically in your mind, culturally, you're like, for me to attain what this teacher has, I have to strip myself of my culture.
Wow.
And that's a struggle our students go through in middle school and high school as they search for their identity.
Absolutely.
And most of our students nowadays are choosing, I'll rather keep my culture, keep my identity, and go away from that education. So when you see low scores on standardized tests, to me, it's black and brown kids saying, I don't want your culture.
Absolutely.
And if I need your culture to get this education, I refuse to take it. And for the teachers who are not of color, they simply have to be culturally aware and culturally responsive. So they're going to have to do the heavy lifting to get to understand the culture of the students they teach.
Absolutely.
And so I'll give you one example. So when I taught, I was the only black teacher in an all-Jewish school. So it was 700 Jewish students, and I was the only black teacher. But they said to teach at their school, I had to understand Jewish culture. So I had to practice Shabbat, I had to read the Torah, I talked to the rabbis. So I went above and beyond to understand the culture of the students I was teaching. And then I created the most amazing relationships with me and the faculty, and especially with me and my students, that I still have relationships with to this day.
What are a couple other things that you might suggest that teachers can use to better culturally connect with the students?
I think one, the teacher has to start off with a mindset of, this is not my class, this is the student's class.
Absolutely.
And I'm coming into their class, into their environment, and I want to work with them to gain knowledge. Not that I have all the knowledge and all the answers, but how can I impart knowledge on these students, and how can I direct them to self-learn? So the first thing I tell teachers all the time is, the first 2 days of school, don't do any math. All you should do is sit in a circle, talk to students, ask them about how was their summer, what's going on at home, who's the latest rapper, what's the latest TV show, what's the latest app, what's the latest clothing style, and then I take notes. Because everything they tell me that's going on in their world, my job as a teacher is to infuse it into the way I teach.
We thank you for being here today. And for more information on this particular hot top, please visit our website at stimulatelearning.net. Thanks, Lybroan, for being here today.